Hi, my sweet friends. Welcome back to Writer's Workshop. So, I've got a question. Can you tap your nose if you love cookies? I love cookies. Oh my goodness. When I walk into a room or I show up at a party and I see cookies, man, I am so excited. But you know what? The other day, I was tricked by a cookie. I walked in, I saw this amazing, it looked so delicious cookie. I picked it up and I took a bite and it was rock hard. It felt like I was biting a rock. Man, that cookie, it tricked me. It looked like it was ready to be eaten and that it was going to be so delicious. And it wasn't. It wasn't ready at all. I don't know who baked them, but it was way too hard. It was not done just right. So, boys and girls, just like a cookie has to be baked just right for it not only to look good, but to actually taste good, our writing has to also be ready to go and be easy to read. We can show up and show our friends, we have this amazing story for you to read, and they could be so excited. But if they open it up and all of a sudden they can't read what you wrote because it's messy, because nothing is spelled right at all, because there's no punctuation, they would say, oh, this is a trick. This story isn't ready, just like the way that cookie tricked me. So, boys and girls, our writing is easy to read when we have neat handwriting, when we use careful spelling, when we have spacing between the words, and when we use ending punctuation like periods, exclamation points, question marks. So, boys and girls, today I want to teach you that when writers are ready to publish, that means to share their story with the world and with their readers, they are going to make sure that their writing is easy to read. And you know, we are in the process of publishing. We're getting that one story ready to share with our friends, with our classmates, with our teachers. And so we are going to make sure that our writing is easy to read. Now, last time we met, we learned about revising and how that is when you are going to add to something or change it to make it even better. Well, when you go back to fix your writing to make it easy to read, that process is called editing. So, editing is when we're going to use our eagle eyes to read our stories again and make any fixes if we need to correct anything to make sure that it is ready for our readers to read. So, I have a friend who asked if we could help her edit her story to make it easy to read. So let's help her out. I actually made a special editing checklist to help us. And this is a checklist that you friends can use too when you edit your stories. So we have that you put spaces between words, that you used our words on our word wall or words that you know how to spell by heart, that you spelled tricky words by using your strategies and spelling it the best you can, and that you, friends, used punctuation like periods, question mark, exclamation point, ending marks to show the end of a sentence, and that your writing is easy to read, that your handwriting is clear. If your friend or your grown-up or your sibling or your cousin, if they were to read it, that they would actually be able to read your writing. So let's help my friend today. I'm going to read you her whole story. Then we're going to go through and zoom in with our eagle eyes to look at some sentences and do some editing. All right, let's read her story. One day, I played with the bubbles outside. It was so fun. Then my sister came outside. She said, "Can I play with you?" I said, "Yes." She started blowing bubbles. We were running all around. There were bubbles all over the backyard. Then my brother came outside to blow bubbles too. He started popping them. I said, "No, don't pop the bubbles." But then my sister popped them too, and I popped them. We were so happy because it was so fun. But then we had to go in. So friends, remember, editing is when we are going to make sure that it is ready for my readers to read. And the first thing that we're going to look at is putting spaces between words. So let's look at that. One day I played with the bubbles outside. It was so fun. I see that they have spaces between the words, so I'm going to give my friend a thumbs up or a check mark and say, "Yep, you sure did." Next, I want to see if they used the correct spelling of words they know by heart or words they know from our word wall. So watch me as I look at this friend's first sentence. One day, I played with the bubbles outside. It was so fun. So I see that they spelled the word one correctly, and that's one of our sight words, but I see that they spelled the word was incorrectly. It's not spelled right. So we need to edit it and fix that so it is spelled correctly. So I showed my friend, and you know what she did to edit? She crossed it out and she wrote it correctly right above the word. Do you see that? And you can do that too. You don't have to throw your story out and start a brand new one. You can just make editing marks. You're going to cross it out and write the correct spelling right above it. So now I was able to give her a thumbs up and a check mark. Now she's checked the word wall with her editing. Now, next on our editing list, it says, I spelled tricky words the best I can. I wrote letters for most of the sounds. One day I played with the bubbles outside. It was so fun. Yeah, she spelled bubbles. That's a tricky word. And I see that she wrote down the sounds that she heard, B-U-B-L-S, and she spelled it the best that she could using her strategies. So I'm going to give her a thumbs up and a check mark. Way to go, friend. And now remember, we also want to make sure that we use ending punctuation and capital letters to start our sentence. So let's see again. Did she use capital letters? Can you give me a thumbs up if she started her sentence with a capital letter? Ding, ding, you're right. She sure did. Now let's look at that punctuation though. Does she have ending marks? Ooh, okay. So we would say, hey friend, I see you need to edit because you are missing some punctuation, some ending marks. And my friend, you know what? She said, oh my goodness, you're so right. I need to add an ending mark. I need to add a period. And look, you see it up there? She's added it now. So now we can give her a thumbs up and boom, check it off our editing list. She's got her punctuation. And last but not least, we said on the editing checklist is that I can read my writing and my friend can read most of my writing without my help. That right there is the handwriting neat? And I think this friend's handwriting was very neat because they did it on a computer. And you might be working on a computer or tablet or Chromebook as well. So maybe your handwriting is ready to go because you're typing it, or maybe you are writing it on paper. And we want to make sure that your letters and your writing is easy to read so your readers can hear and read your story. So boys and girls, did you see how I used the editing checklist to make this story easier to read? I wasn't adding details to the story or bringing out the inside. We did that with revising. Today we focused on editing, which is when we're trying to make the writing easy to read for our readers. And so what I did is I read one page, stopped, and then checked that editing list to see what I could look for and fix. And each time I finished part of the list, I checked it off, gave my friend a thumbs up, and then I moved on to I could move on to the next sentence or the next page. I just modeled a little bit with you friends. So here's a reminder of what it looks like. I put spaces between my words. I checked the word wall. I spelled tricky words the best that I can and wrote letters for most of the sounds. I used punctuation and capital letters to start my sentences, and I can read my writing, and my friend can read most of my writing without my help. That is our editing checklist, and editing is all about making our writing easy to read so it is ready to publish. So remember, boys and girls, when authors get ready to share their stories with the world, they work so hard to make them just right. We don't want no tricky cookies up in here. We don't want no tricky books up in here. We want to have books and stories that are ready to read. And so authors make sure that their writing is easy for their writers to read. So from now on, when you have chosen that one special story to publish, you can edit using a checklist, even if that checklist is only in your mind. Okay, do I have my ending marks? Did I spell tricky words? Did I start with capital letters? Is my handwriting neat? See, I have my eyes closed. You've got editing checklists right in your own mind that you can use when you look at your own stories. And boys and girls, this will remind you about all you know about making your writing easy to read, like ending marks, careful spelling, and spaces between words. I'm so excited we're one step closer to publishing your stories, and I cannot wait to see what amazing small moment books that you friends have written. All right, it's your turn, friends. Writers go write.